Oh, there are people here. I see friends. I see smiling faces. Wow. Hello, 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 everyone. Good day. Good day. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever we are in this world. We are here on this journey right now together with each other, and it's a good thing. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Arne. I'm your host for this Friday edition of Daily Antidote of Song. Give those people at Carpe Diem Arts two shoulders and a side. Two shoulders to the left. Two shoulders to the left. Hey, two shoulders to the left. All right. Give them a hand. Wow. This is day, I think it's 11/18, but somebody's going to tell me for sure. I know I got some trusty folks out there who will let me know. We're grateful. Every single day, Carpe Diem Arts brings this community, this family into our homes. And we're happy on this 28th day of April to be with us today. All right. Welcome to all of the humans that are live streaming on all the different platforms. Go ahead and wave to them. And you might as well just wave to each other. Just wave. I want to start by saying hello to Jojo Rossi. I'm not sure if she's in the room, but let's give her a big hug. Let's give her a big hug. Jojo makes this happen. And our tech Zoom guru goddess for the day, jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one. Who? Jaden. Give it up for her. Okay, who is shrooming in the room with us today? We've got Arlene in Berkeley. We got Deli. We got Susan G in Cincinnati. We've got Sheila in Florida. Ann is here. We've got Nancy. Oh, Bonnie and Mommy. Fresh off a birthday in Michigan. Glad you are here. Jim in New York City. Becky is here. Linda on Orcas Island. Hoda from British Columbia is here. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Susan in Seattle. Deborah is here in the somewhere driving out in the world. Ruth is coming in from Birmingham, UK. Thank you, thank you. Is that tea you've got? Okay. Jean in Pittsburgh is here. Carolyn in Boise. This day 11/18. Thank you for that. She's here with a fur baby. I love it. Storm is here. Oh, and Storm's got a friend too. Thank you for being here, Storm. Bob is here. Thank you. Kate in Charlottesville. Hello to you. Gary with Solutions. Be careful out on those streets. Ann in Silver Spring is here. Kevin with the Magic Flute. Missed you. He's here today. Kathy is here. Thank you. Bob and a bear. Bob and a beat. Is that a beat? Bob and a beat outside? Okay. Fred is here from Silver Spring. Bronwyn is here from Victoria, British Columbia. Guy is here from Maui. Caroline in DC. Sandy in Western North Carolina. Janet Stoltz is here. Jenny in Suffolk, UK is here. And hang on. LMG is here. Ralph and Victoria. Loriana and friends. The Curly Tops are here. Carol J in Connecticut is here. And Leah in Illinois. And more people are coming into the room. It's a very special day. It's always a special day when we can get together. So let's all take a breath. In gratitude, we are here with each other. If this is your first time visiting Daily Antidote of Song, this is your moment. Put in the chat your name, where you're tuning in from, and how you found Daily Antidote on day 11/18. All right, everybody, let's take a breath. And we got to be on our best behavior. We are welcoming a first timer, a first time presenter in the room today. She has visited, but this is the first time she will actually be performing and teaching us a song. She sings old time songs in the old time way. These are heart songs, cowboy songs, tragic ballads, and comic ditties. The songs from the mountains and songs from the range. She's an accomplished guitarist. She brings her accompanist bring out the pith in a song. The pith in a song. She's been singing and playing American folk music since Hoover was in the White House. Oh my goodness. Why do I think of Hoover? I'm thinking of vacuum cleaners. Well, almost. And she's performed throughout North America and abroad. Everybody on our best daily antidote behavior. Put the hands up and together for the wonderful Martha Burns. Martha, open up and come in the room.
Okay, I pressed unmute. Am I all set here?
Are all set. Oh, how brilliant. Hello, Martha.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Boy, what a great geographic spread. We got people from all over the place, huh?
Right, that's right.
You're from
And
Michigan. I lived in Michigan for a long while, actually. I lived, well, for a decade. I lived there in the 1970s. That was after the Hoover years, though.
okay. All right. Well, there's so much in your room that I just want to go through. But before we do that, tell us the name of the song that you're going to be sharing with us today. And then can you teach us the part you want us to sing, please?
Okay. It's called Don't Leave the Farm. And it's got a very nice chorus that's quite easy because three of the four lines have the same words in them. How easy is that, huh? I'll just say the words first, which are don't be in a hurry to go, don't be in a hurry to go, and then so that's two, and then the complicated one. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Let's try that. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Should we try that another time? Don't be in a hurry to go twice. And then, are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Okay, we'll try that one more time and then I'll sing the song. Chorus. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. You got it? Everybody got that? Okay, here we go. And maybe we'll sing the chorus twice at the end, just for fun. Come, boys, I've something to tell you. Come near, I would whisper it low. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. For the city has many attractions, but think of the vices and sins. When once in the vortex of fashion, how soon the course downward begins. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Now you talk of the mines of Australia. They're wealthy in gold without doubt. But there is gold on the farm, boys, if only you'll shovel it out. Now the mercantile life is a hazard. The goods are first high and then low. Better risk the old farm a while longer and don't be in a hurry to go. Here we go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Now the great busy West has inducements, and so has the busiest mart. But wealth wasn't made in a day, boys, so don't be in a hurry to start. Now the bankers and brokers are wealthy. They take in their thousands or so. But think on the frauds and deceptions and don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. So the farm is the safest and surest. You're king of the air on the mountain and monarch of all your survey. Better risk the old farm a while longer, though profits come in rather slow. Remember you've nothing to lose, boy, so don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. One more time. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. There you
Oh,
go.
wow. Martha, that was so sweet.
I could just see everybody singing, and I could imagine all of you in my head. I could just hear a huge chorus. I wonder, was anybody singing harmony?
I was.
Oh,
The
good.
mid
Yeah,
20s.
I see some other nods too. Yeah.
Yes. And there was even flute accompaniment.
No
So,
kidding.
yes,
Who was
yes.
that had the Idaho potato bag? That was perfect.
Um, as you'll see, as you will find out, this audience is very demonstrative. Very, we get in it. We get in it. We
I
get
guess,
in it.
yeah, I
Wow,
guess so. Yeah.
wow. Thank you for bringing that song to us. Is that a song that you wrote, or tell us about the song?
Oh, I just know old songs. It's just old, old, old. There's just something about the exoticness, I think, of the past that attracts me. So that song, it was written in 1871, right in the midst of the Grange movement. It's interesting because I was listening to Andy's show, and he sang a Grange song too. But the idea, I mean, it still resonates now, and it started much earlier. It really has to do with this kind of contrast between the city and the country, which we all, and a kind of sense that there's something wrong with the city. It's the vortex of fashion.
Right.
It's the mercantile life. Think of the frauds and deceptions and all this. So it goes back. I'll give you a little history. It goes back to the really the late 18th century and the beginning of the whole industrialization trends, both in Europe and in America. And this kind of sense that there's something wrong with the cities, and a kind of agrarian ideal, so that Benjamin Franklin even said that farming was the only honest way for a country to make a living.
Interesting.
And in fact, a great line from Jefferson, in his notes on the state of Virginia, get really kind of into the meat. He says, "Those who labor in the earth are the chosen people of God. If ever he had a chosen people, whose breasts he has made his peculiar deposit for substantial and genuine virtue." So the people laboring in the earth, of course, that's the farmers.
That's right.
So what happens is then you get a little later. Now we're moving into the post-Civil War period, and there was so much commercial growth, particularly in the North, that farmers were beginning to lose status. And so there was a kind of, the Grange movement was really an effort to restore the status of farmers, as even farming was becoming more and more commercial. So, but this resonates right through to our times. I mean, in the 1970s, until you had the back to the country movement. So that, Vermont, where I spend some time up. My brother lives in Vermont, so I do go up there. And as I was saying, Andy and I have done concerts together too up there. And much of the population of Vermont went up there, starting around the 1970s, really to escape the city. A lot of people that lived in, like Andy, I don't know if he told you, but he's from suburban Washington, and a lot of people from the New York area and so on, to get back to the country, in a sense of the country as a pure place. And now you have, with the pandemic, and people can work remotely, they're soaring into the country too, get out of the city. So it's something that I think still resonates. And I'll tell you another little funny fact about that song, that where I learned it, because most of the songs that I sing come from either traditional sources that go way back, or else from early recorded country music, but not country western, kind of before that period. And this came from something called the WLS Songbook. So WLS, and that was published in 1934. So get a little irony here. It you know it WLS, the station, it was a radio station, and it was a radio show that the song was about. And WLS, the station initials came for World's Largest Store, which was,
Oh,
yes, Sears. But Chicago at that time was the second largest city in the whole United States. And the WLS, the songbook from their show, from the second largest city in America next to New York, it puts out this song about the evils of the city.
wow. The irony there, the irony. I want to make clear the Andy that you were speaking of is Andy Davis,
Yeah.
right? And so you've had a long association with him.
Yeah. We go back quite a ways. We've just been recently doing some concerts together, which has been a lot of fun. We call it Songs Old and New, so that I do the old songs, he does the newer songs, which he's made up. He's made up some good things.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you're in DC proper, correct?
I'm right on Capitol Hill.
So I'm wondering if you were in a hurry to leave your hometown of origin.
My hometown of origin, and people here will know, was actually Greenwich Village in Manhattan. So I am, a card carrying beatnik from Whitney.
I love it, and it's funny. I have a friend who lives on Christopher Street, and similar to what you're talking about, she has neighbors that have chickens
Mm-hmm.
on Christopher
What?
Street.
Really?
They,
On
they,
Christopher Street?
they have chickens, so it's a farm to table. It's an interesting synergy of city and country, how that all
If you
comes together.
manage the mix, that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm curious about your interest in the old timey music because it's
Yeah.
certainly necessary. Did this come from you hearing the music in your home? Um, where did it stem from?
Well, let's see. I did grow up in Greenwich Village, and at the height of the folk music revival. So there was folk music all around me. So no, my parents weren't particularly interested in this music at all. It had nothing to do with my family, but I think it did have to do with where I grew up. And then later on, I saw there were folks from Michigan. I lived in Ann Arbor, and we had the Art Coffee House, and I was that was kind of my second home. So and that was very much tied, not necessarily to old time music specifically, but to all types of old folk music, traditional folk music. So I kind of built up my interest there. I was very influenced by, and I wonder if people here know the new Lost City Ramblers.
Ooh.
Yeah, I see a lot of nods. I was very influenced by them.
This is new for me. So, okay, tell me who the new Lost City
Well,
Ramblers are.
they a group of three people. The personnel changed a little at one point, but that did old, kind of songs, kind of like I do. Well, not entirely, but songs that were early recorded country music. In fact, that was primarily what they did. And they were all wonderful musicians. There was Mike Seeger, who is Pete Seeger's half brother. And so Mike Seeger was a bigger influence on me than Pete was. So,
Interesting.
and initially there was Tom Paley, with whom eventually I ended up doing some concerts, which is really fun. And he moved to England, and kind of, so there's somebody here from the UK I know, and started a real interest in this kind of American old time music in London, where he sponsored sessions.
Right.
it gets around. It really moved. The music moved all over the place. There's a lot of interest in this music even in Japan. But I would, on the other side of the planet. But I would say really that this specific branch of folk music was kind of kick-started by the New Lost City Ramblers. And the well, let's see, there was also John Cohen was in the original New Lost City Ramblers, wonderful filmmaker and photographer of, things having to do with the music. Um, Over the years, and eventually a fellow named Tracy Schwartz came in too. So anyway, that's the personnel of the New Lost City Ramblers. It's kind of a crazy name, isn't it?
I love it. I love it. I'm going to research them. So thank you for turning me on. So
I'm
okay,
glad.
here's the interesting thing. A lot of folk music is that at least I'm aware of is related to activism, and so you were doing something that's a little different.
Mhm.
Um, did you ever feel like, I'm might not be in the right place, or do you felt that you fit in properly? How was that for you?
Well, I'm not sure I entirely understand. My political activism isn't isn't entirely tied to my music.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say it's totally separate, but mostly it's for me it's moving to an exotic place.
Mm,
So that's it's kind of a place of in the mind. So a place of imagination in a way.
mm.
I do see pictures in my head. I wonder if other people here too do. Especially a song like that, I think of the Great Busy West.
Absolutely.
Then I
Absolutely.
think of the
Absolutely.
farmer, and then I think of the Idaho potatoes. And
So, would you have your guitar in Washington Square Park, singing these old time songs?
I was kind of high school age, and I would go to the park every Sunday with my dog.
I
And
love it.
I was always there listening to the music. I didn't ever bring my guitar out. I was playing
No?
at home. I was too young. I mean, those were mature musicians, and I was a kid. And then after we would go, my dog and I would go to the park, and after that we would go to the Figaro, which was a little cafe on McDougal Street, and they would let me bring my dog in, and she probably weren't supposed to, but they did. And I would get hot chocolate, and people would give me little saucers of milk that came with their coffee. And
Oh, Martha.
some days were a very nice day when I was growing up. Mm.
Wow. Wow. I'm just curious, when's the last time you were up in New York at the park? Because lots of changes have happened.
Ages. Ages. I'm in New York so rarely, and it seems like when I am there, I'm in Brooklyn these days.
Okay.
In Brooklyn, when I was growing up, I was in Brooklyn, I think twice. Once on a school trip to the Botanic Gardens, and once to just for another event. But I knew nothing about Brooklyn because it was really entirely residential at that point. But now it's kind of a larger version of what Greenwich Village was.
Right. That's right. That's
So,
right.
you
That's
know.
right. I'm curious where you source your music. Are you going to garage sales, estate sales, and finding old books? Are you going on eBay? How are you finding your songs?
Well, a lot of them come from books.
Oh, no kidding. That's what those are behind you. I thought those were comic books. Okay.
Oh, no, no, no. I do have a graphic novel biography of the Carter family, actually, but but they're not in general comic books. So some from books, some from recordings. These days, it used to be that there were well, let me just think all of this. I had a 78 collection for a long time. I gave it away to the Archives of Traditional Music at Indiana University when I moved from Ann Arbor. But I had an old Victrola and would play these and so on. So I was a bit fanatical that way. But gradually there were record companies like County Records and so on that would reissue these early recordings, and they were coming out slowly, and all of us in my crowd would just start learning all the songs on these reissue records. But the way things have gone now is so much is on the web and available.
That's right.
It's just, and there are art, you can go to the Max Hunter collection in Missouri and listen to traditional singers, unaccompanied singers, from the Ozarks. You just, oh, I think I'll listen to Almeda Riddle today,
Oh, wow.
and,
Tell me
and
that name again, Almeda Riddle.
Almeda Riddle, yeah, she's long gone now, but she lived in Mountain View, Arkansas, and she was a wonderful unaccompanied singer. She would sing all kinds of songs, and she always went like this, kind of, as she sang, a frog went a courting and he did ride, and she was wonderful. She knew a gazillion songs, and she was quite beloved, not only around Arkansas, but she came to the Folklife Festival on the Mall, and
Yes.
really got all around the place. So, but there were a lot of other singers who just basically folklorists and collectors, as they call them, would go to their houses and say, I understand you know a whole bunch of songs. Would you mind if I recorded them and
Right.
put them in collections? Like, for instance, at the Library of Congress. So some, not all, but some of those recordings are also on the web.
Wow, wow. Okay.
Now it's easy to find all this stuff. It used to take a lot of uh, you know good detective work.
To find things. I can remember when I lived in DC and the Library of Congress was like my second home. And you to be able to hear old recordings, they put you in the room, the isolation room, and then you could never touch the record. They would play it through the loudspeaker. And okay, I admit, y'all, I had a little tape recorder in there, and that's how I would get to be able to listen and record that old material. You doing any work with the Smithsonian? It seems like because you're such a wealth of knowledge, you should be on doing the Folklife Festival or something like that.
But when I'll tell you that I was actually living in Providence, Rhode Island, as a graduate student at Brown in history. And I got a fellowship from the Smithsonian, and they moved me down here, um, and that's how I ended up in DC. And I chose a place specifically to be right across from the Library of Congress, where I did a lot of research. So there you go.
I love it. Well, the Daily Antidote of Song has connections with the Library of Congress. There's something called the Archive Challenge. And I nominate you, Martha Burns, to, to be involved in this archive challenge. So I'm sure Joe will be contacting you about this as we
Okay,
going
okay,
forward.
that sounds great. Will I get a blue ribbon if it's a good song?
You get a red ribbon, girl. You get a red ribbon.
Oh, I think that's good.
That's that's really good. That's really good. Wow. Any performances coming up that we can support you by coming
Well,
to?
in the Washington area, I'll be doing a couple of things at the Washington Folk Festival. So, and that'd be wonderful if people from this area would come out for that. I
Okay, tell us
forgot to
when.
say, I think the next performance actually is in Boston. So when we're going around different places, and that's for the Folk Song Society of Greater Boston. And I've got something in Durham, North Carolina. It just kind of, it's all over the place.
Okay, so it's on your website.
Uh, do you know I haven't got a dates thing on my website? I should do that. There are a few things I should do on the
Check back in and let Joe know so everybody can know because since people are going out nowadays, folks want something to come to. And since you are now a member of the family here, just
Aw,
let your cousins come and see you, okay?
sure.
All
I'd
right.
love that. I would love that. That would be great.
All right, fantastic. Can we get a reprise of the song again, please? Because now we know it.
Now you know it, and I want to go through a little bit so you know there's four verses to this song. And the first verse just sets up the problem. Come boys, I have something to tell you. Stay on the farm. And then the second verse talks about the second two following verses talk about other kinds of temptations you might have that you should reject. And the first is, you talk of the mines of Australia. Well, there was a major gold rush in the mid 19th century in Australia, and the population of Australia grew enormously during that period. So that's what that second one is. But don't join that migration, just stay on the farm, you know. And then then it goes to the great busy West, where there's a mercantile life. There's the bankers and brokers, and there's the railroad barons that are out there. There's all this stuff. Reject that too, because it's got a lot of fraud and deception. So finally, I've made my argument. So now you know that the farm is the safest and surest, right?
Wow.
So I
It,
think we're
it,
just
it was really discouraging ambition. It's
well,
like
it is.
we need workers here, so don't leave. We need you here, so we're going to scare you about all the things in the world to make sure that you stay here. But okay, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I got it. Okay, give us a song again, Martha.
Okay, and again, I'm just going to tell people the chorus. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Come, boys, I have something to tell you. Come here, I would whisper it low. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. For the city has many attractions, but think on the vices and sins. When once in the vortex of fashion, how soon the course downward begins. Okay, don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Now you talk of the mines of Australia. They're wealthy in gold without doubt. But there is gold on the farm, boys, if only you'll shovel it out. Now the mercantile life is a hazard. The goods are first high and then low. Better risk the old farm a while longer, and don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. Now the great busy West has inducements, and so has the busiest mart. But wealth wasn't made in a day, boys, so don't be in a hurry to start. Now the bankers and brokers are wealthy. They take in their thousands or so. But think on the frauds and deceptions, and don't be in a hurry to go. Come on, don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. So the farm is the safest and surest. The orchards are loaded today. You're king of the air on the mountain, and monarch of all you survey. Better risk the old farm a while longer, though profits come in rather slow. Remember, you've nothing to lose, boys, so don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. Are you thinking of leaving the homestead? Don't be in a hurry to go. One more time. Don't be in a hurry to go.
I love that, Martha. Thank you so much for spending this Friday with us. Welcome to the family.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. It's
You
just
bona fide now. You bona fide. And please let us know, let Joe know when your performances are coming up in the DC area. And
yes.
also, she'll be in contact with you, I'm sure, about the Library of Congress Challenge
Oh,
because
wonderful.
it's
That'll be
got you
fun.
all over it. It's got
I
you
love
all
it.
over it.
I love it.
Everybody, huge hand, Martha Burns. Martha Burns from the country of Greenwich Village.
We didn't have trees.
I know. All right. I don't think there are any announcements today, but I know there is a birthday in the house. We got a birthday in the house. Annette, where are you? Come forward. Come forward. Can we spotlight? Can we spotlight our birthday girl? Uh oh. Uh oh.
Working on it,
Okay,
Arne.
okay, 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 okay. So
Yeah,
if anyone,
sorry.
if anyone had birthday tributes, if they're birthday tributes here. Hey, Martha, do you have an old timey birthday song, perhaps?
Well, it's called Happy Birthday to You, but I'd be happy to sing it. Should we do
How
that?
about we do that? How about we do that?
I think
How
everyone
about we
knows
do
the words.
that? I,
Arne, and Martha, I'm so sorry. Annette's birthday is tomorrow, not today.
well, we can still sing happy birthday. We can still do it.
Let Okay, early birthday. Thank
Early
great.
birthday. Early birthday. Early
Ready?
birthday.
Everybody ready? Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Annette. Happy birthday to you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Happiest birthdays, everybody who was in the room today. Annette, congratulations to you. Congratulations. Oh, I'm seeing all the messages come up. Okay, wow. What a beautiful day to be here today. We've got Martha Burns here in the house with us. We've got Jaden jamming on the one, jamming on the one, jamming on the one. You think it, she links it. I love that. I got to come up with a song for it. Okay, everybody, I got to get to work, but thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. We want to give thanks to Arlene in Berkeley, Delhi, Susan G in Cincinnati, and in Nashville, Nancy, oh, Mama Ione, and Bonnie in Michigan. She was Martha. Mama Ione turned 104 years old the other day. Wow. Wow. That's right. And she was out partying at the club the other night. I heard it. I heard it. She was out partying. Bonnie had to get help to get her back home. Okay.
That's
We
where I want to be at 104.
All right. Hold in British Columbia. Thank you for being here. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Appreciate you. Hey, Ruth in Birmingham, UK. See, Martha, you go all the way to the UK. Carolyn in Boise with the Beyonce fan somewhere nearby. Storm, storming it up with the hat. Thank you. Bob, thank you for being here. Ann in Silver Spring. Kevin in DC. Always appreciate you. Kathy, thank you for being here. Hey, Fred in Silver Spring. Pauline and Pops in Newcastle, UK. We've got Shazzy in Bethesda. Martha is here. Annette in California. Jamie in Victoria, British Columbia, Deborah in Kentucky, Linda on Orcas Island, Aloysius somewhere in the world, Curly Tops in Vermont. Yes, see, you got relatives in Vermont. Bob and a bear. Bob and a bear outside. Okay. Is it a beatbox bear? All right, we'll figure it out. We got Karen in Oregon, Carolyn in DC, Ralph in Victoria, Leah in Illinois, LMG, Susan on St. Ange. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Everyone, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much, Martha. Will you come back again?
Oh, I can't wait.
All right.
Wonderful experience. Thank you so much.
All right. I'm out of here. Jaden, you going to take over?
I sure am. Thank you so much, Arne, for all you do. Have a
Yes.
good rest of your day.
Yeah.
And thank you again, Martha, for being here. This was so much fun, and I think we all learned so much from you today as well.
Oh, good. Well,
Um,
I enjoyed myself immensely.
we can't wait to have you back. Can everybody help me wave goodbye to the live stream? One last big like